infatuated forever and a day. But now we're out here together with nothing standing in our way. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Like electricity. Taking over your body, it's flowing through your mind. This feeling's got me on fire. Don't ever leave it all behind. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love. Can you feel me? Ooh, can you feel me?
I'm walking alone,
Okay,
the streets
okay.
are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
I fell and lost to the war, shot me dead. I was lost and sad to the voices in my head. I gotta get up again. I gotta get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up again. Look into my eyes. My heart beats like a drum. You listen to my lies. Love is far to come. Your love is far. Running at the speed of light, kissing under city lights. Calls me in this morning time, but it just goes on. Running at the speed of light, kissing under city lights. Calls me in this morning time, but it just goes on. Gotta get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get up
Okay, okay.
I'm crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies. I've tried every possibility, ability to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight. 'Cause I can fly.
Good afternoon, traders. How are we doing today? You are legendary. Who do we got today? Who's here? So we got Colonel, Cousin Eddie, Holy Halligan, Fake Pear Bear, J-Licious. How you guys doing today? MRDG Trader. This will be recorded and posted right after the interview. Yes, and I will tweet out the link as normal. Oh yeah, I should turn that off. You're right. Don't redeem the do a shot because I won't be doing it. You'll just waste your $100 bucks. I'm trying to boot up my laptop. It keeps crashing. I'm glad I'm not using that thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? We've got an excellent show for you today, traders. Okay? We have up on screen Mark Moses, an excellent options trader. Okay? This guy is crazy. He will trade for 10 minutes, make thousands of dollars, and be done for the day. And we're going to dive into how he's doing that. I'm very, very excited to have him on. I've been following him for a long time. And we'll see if we can get some tips and his trading styles and strategies here live today. How are you guys doing today? Yo, Powder Hound, how you doing? D. Millis, Terp Center, Day Trader, The Bastard, Sean, Uzi. Awesome to see you guys here today. Thanks for joining. Alrighty, so I just want to turn off. Hey, Fake Pear with the gifted sub. Let's go, dude. You're doing well, Colonel? Good. Fishing for gains. How you doing today? Fake Pear with another gifted, bro. Let's go. You are legendary. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Let me just get rid of the do a shot. There we go. Alrighty, traders, without any further ado, I'm going to bring on the legendary Mark Moses. Alrighty. Thank you, Fake Pear, for the more gifted subs, bro. We also just hit 1,900 followers on the channel. That is huge. Huge shout out to everybody. I don't know why I tweeted out that we were 2 away from 2,000. That was incorrect. I got excited. We're actually 100 away. All right, traders. I'm going to turn on the music, turn up the microphone for Mark Moses, and we will get into it. Everyone hit him up on Twitter. He's going to share his screen today, show us a little bit of insights into his trading style. We got 75 viewers in here. Dang. Let's go, dude. All right, let's get him on. Pause this music, put him back up, and I'll get him on the line. He's standing by. Give me 1 second to get him on the phone here. I'll make sure the volumes are good. Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming through. Let me just make sure your audio is good on the stream. Can everyone hear Mark? Say hello, Mark.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Sounds good. Cool. Thanks for coming on the show, Mark. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. How's your week been? Have a good weekend so far?
Been good, just relaxing. I mean, long weekend, so time to relax, and then just hit the market again on Tuesday.
Yeah, man, for sure. Everyone's saying they can hear you clearly. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
So let's kind of get into things a little bit. Let's go back and kind of cover who you are as a trader, how you found trading, and how you developed your options trading style and sort of found that you like to play options at the open.
Yeah, so I'll start from the beginning. I've been always fascinated in trading in the stock market, but unfortunately, as everybody knows, like to open an account, you have to be 18. So the day I hit 18, the day after actually, I opened up an account and I just started trading. That was around a little over 2 years ago. I was just playing here and there, but the biggest thing that was in my way was school and other things, sports. So I wasn't able to do it that much. Just I was playing for around like $100.
Gotcha.
18-year-old, that's all you had.
Yeah.
And then once I went to college, the money problem hit where you kind of need money to survive. Eat, live, get somewhere, go places. So the money problem hit. So I decided to do trading a little bit more serious, but still it wasn't as serious because still school's in the way, and parents in the way,
Of course.
friends are in the way, and all that. So I was just here and there, in and out, and then COVID hit. And
Right.
once COVID hit, not COVID hit in specifically New York where everything shut down. I was stuck at home. I couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. I was just stuck at home. And I decided why not take it to another level in trading and learn a little bit more. So I invested money into courses and rooms, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, not all of them are as good. Some of them are BS, some of them are good. So the first room I joined, I don't want to say any names, but I'm not in it anymore. It was more of
Gotcha.
a BS room, and I lost around like $4,000 or $5,000 in that room.
Yep.
They just weren't serious, giving trades left and right without saying, what's exactly going to work. But what that taught me is just exactly how to trade options. And the way I learned is by trial and error. So everything they gave, even though they just gave the stock, what I learned was trial and error how to trade options on that stock. Of course, in the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. I was taking contracts that were worth like $10, thinking that next week they're going to be worth like thousands.
Yeah.
Typical. That's why I actually made my course, is so that people don't have to do trial and error, with X amount of money. I mean, I only lost 4,000. I mean, there's some people that could lose 50, 100,000, or if not even more.
Absolutely.
So, in my eyes, even though that room was very BS, I learned how to be a good option trader.
Mhm.
Now, I was a great, I knew what I was doing in options, but then the next issue I had was I didn't know, what stocks to trade or how to trade, what specific stocks to trade for that day.
Okay.
And then once I found AJ, I think somebody actually recommended me to AJ. But at that time, when somebody recommended, I wasn't believing in rooms because the one I was in before was just,
Yeah.
bullshit, BS.
Totally.
So I found AJ. I'm like, okay, this is my last chance. I only had left maybe around $1,200, $1,500 that I was willing to invest. And
Okay.
back then that was a lot of money. Even losing 4,000 was a lot of money. I know I can make
Of
4,000
course.
in one day, but back then, being around 18 years old, that was a lot of money. So I'm like, okay, I'll give AJ a shot. Act. So I joined the room. I first joined for a week, and the way he was explaining things was unique. Like no other person has done it.
Yep.
Before people, all they do is like take this stock. They give you exact entries, but they don't tell you why. And why, the question why is very important to me because I want to know what I'm trading. So AJ, he didn't tell exactly what to trade. He didn't say like, take this right now and sell this right now.
Right.
What he does, he gives you notes where you decide, you have to make your own choices what you want to trade. And then he also explains later on in the day after the notes, like why he chose it, explains everything, why he added on his notes, why these were the price targets and everything. And it did kind of open my eyes on it. And at first I didn't trade first I got the weekly for the room, then I got the monthly, and then I just stuck to monthly for a bit. So for around a whole month, I didn't really even trade anything. I was just listening to him, asking questions and all that. And then I went on to, paper trading a little bit. And another issue I had, which I tell everybody, is I didn't know about paper trading when I first started trading. Because when I was doing trial and error, I was just doing it with real money. And that is a horrible thing to do. You have to do it with paper trading, so that you're not doing trial and error with real money. You're doing it with fake money.
Right.
So, yeah, I pretty much for around 2 months. So for a month, I was pretty much just listening to AJ, and then for another month to 2 months, I was paper trading. Again, because he recommended it. Nobody else has recommended it to me.
Okay.
And then after that, I just went with real money with only one contract because, again, as I said, I only had around $1,200 to $1,400, say $1,500 in my account.
Right, of course.
So I could, I only traded for around one contract. Now, I did have some, again, some knowledge on options. But again, your knowledge grows every day. You learn something new every day. So even today, you still learn, you learn. I don't think that even if you're professional, I doubt it that you know everything. You could still learn on something. So, I keep on learning. But so after around 2 months of being in the room, I started with one contract, and I couldn't believe my eyes. With one contract, I was making around $50 to $60 a day.
Right.
I was trading only because I had a cash account. I didn't want the PDT rule, so that's why I just got a cash account. So I could only do one or two trades a day with one contract. So I could have made like maybe between $60 to $100 a day. And the biggest thing is not how much you're making, but how consistent you are.
Right.
So for around 2 weeks, I was using Webull back then. I look at there's the chart on Webull, and I see that it is very consistent. I was making around between every day between $100 to $150. Plus or minus. It could have been 80, 70, but it was very consistent. It's not like I had $100 profit, $100 profit, $100 profit, and a $300 loss. It was very consistent.
Right.
So I was doing one contract until I built up my account a little bit, and then I started with two contracts, and then I went to four contracts, and then so on and so on, and now I do around 10 contracts a day. Make around 1,000 to 2,000 every single day within the first hour of the open.
Right.
And first hour of the open, I'm in a trade for around 3 to 4 minutes, if not even shorter. Sometimes I could be in a trade for 5 seconds. Really depends on how the trade is moving.
Right.
But so I think my biggest peak was not peak, but the two biggest things I learned was trial and error. But what I did wrong was trial and error with real money. The biggest thing to do, the most important to do with paper money. And then joining AJ, where he was able to, it opened my eyes on how to look at the stock market, what trades to find, what stocks to trade, and how to trade them, bottom curls, breakouts, and all of that, which all the other rooms that I was in before were lacking. They weren't explaining what they were doing. So pretty much what AJ taught me was how to be a leader, not a follower, how not to follow other people, but just, take your own trades.
Right.
And I think that's one of the biggest beauties of his room. He really he really tries to nail it down how to trade on your own and not follow other people.
Yeah, that's huge, man. So you like to trade. Your favorite time to trade is the open. I could see that from your tweets and your success that you've had. What are some struggles you've had trading the open, and how have you adjusted to that?
Definitely the biggest struggle is how fast it is. Now, The reason I trade at the open is because that's when the most movement is. Whenever I trade a stock, I try to trade a stock that, has an earnings or some news. If it has earnings or news, it's going to move very fast, depending on the earnings and news. If there's a big earnings upgrade, but the stock is going to move fast. And one of the biggest challenges that I have, and a lot of people have, is how fast the market is at the open.
Mm-hmm.
So, some people may look at it like it is very easy to make money, but another thing is it's very easy to lose a lot of money because of how fast it is.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely a big struggle was getting adjusted to the, how fast the market is. And the easiest way to solve that issue is just practice, paper trading. Or, if you have some money, do play with one contract only. The reason paper trading is not, I wish it was a little bit more ideal, but it's not ideal, is because the fills are a lot better than in real life. If you do market buy, market sell, the fills on paper trading are a lot better than in real money trading.
Right.
And that's the only issue I have with paper trading. And, even in paper trading, like if a stock goes down and you're in calls, you may even somehow be even, you may just be zero, not make any money, not lose any money. And in real life, that's not really the case. Most likely, if the stock goes down and you're in calls, you're most likely going to lose money.
Yeah.
So I just tell people, like, whoever does paper trading and have that issue, just, if you buy calls and the stock goes up, then you're good. You're going to make money. But if you're in calls and the stock goes down and you still somehow ended up making money, then that's not going to be the case in real money trading. So, kind of maybe more practice and see that you're in the right moves, that you're entering at the right time and you're exiting at the right time.
Right, got you. I know that one issue that I've had in the past, kind of when I was a beginner with options and that sort of thing, trading the open, is I would get faked out a lot just because you see these large caps, like they go crazy right off the gate. And I'm wondering if you have any strategies for kind of seeing the bigger move there and how to not get faked out. And what's your stop loss like on those trades?
So you asked me two questions, so I'll answer the first question first. Is so what I do is AJ. I actually see in the chat some people ask who's AJ. AJ is the owner of Awesome Calls Trading.
Yeah, his Twitter's linked
I don't work for
there
him.
as well.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Now I see it. I don't work for him. Again, I'm just in the room. I love the room. He's the reason that I'm making this much money.
Yeah, for sure.
So pretty much he has price targets. So he pretty much says, like, if the stock surpasses this point, then take it up X amount of points to the upside. Now, how to not get faked out is what I tell everybody is you have to make sure that the stock surpasses that price target. Because what could happen is the stock goes a little bit higher than the price target, but then it's just going to drop down. So kind of just what I call it is it touched the price target and then went down.
Right.
Now, those price targets are usually resistance points. And what I noticed is resistance points are not 100% accurate. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So, for example, if a resistance is at $400, for example, the stock may go to 420 cents, but then it may go back down. So that is a resistance, but it's not 100% accurate that it is exactly at 400. It's like give it a little bit of wiggle room.
Mm-hmm.
So what I like to do is I like to see that a stock can actually surpass that resistance. So if I can see that it has more movement to the upside. Now, sometimes an issue with that, it could be if you do wait a little bit and you are patient, you can miss a move. What I tell everybody is don't worry if you miss a move. There's so many other trades, but never force a trade. So kind of, if you see the stock has more movement to the upside, it wants to run, it surpassed the price target, then enter it. But sometimes it could be too late because, within 4 seconds, it could already run 5 points because, there's good news or good earnings. So in that case, you have to be a little bit patient. What I also like to do is if a stock has really good news and it's running, I like for it to be patient. I like to wait for a little pullback, maybe like 1 or 2 red candles. And then if I see that it could go more to the upside, I'll take it. Because what I usually like to relate stocks to is humans. If you go running, you can't keep on running forever. You can't keep on running and running and running. You sometimes need a breather. Think of stocks as the same way, where they need a breather. If they keep on running and running and running, at some point they're going to need a little breather. Now, during that breather, they could either take a little breather and go run more, or they could just stop running and then start fading down. So what I look for during that breather, 2 or 3 red candles, is if I see 1 or 2 red candles, and then once I see the green candle tries to go back to the upside, I might want to re-enter because I know and I see that the stock wants to go more to the upside.
Right.
So those breathers are all, I call them breathers, but the little gap down. I don't know how to call it. I call them breathers.
Yeah, that's fine.
When they go down a little bit and then they start running more.
Gotcha.
I love those because, as I said, humans, you can't keep on always running or, running or walking or, doing activities. You always need a breather. You always need to relax a little bit, stop for like 2 minutes and then so that you can continue, you have more energy to keep on going.
That's a great way to think of that. Yeah.
That was the first question. What was the second question?
No worries. Just how do you manage your stop loss? Is it all mental or do you actually set one?
Yeah. So what I do right now, I have mental, so I do market buy and market sell.
Gotcha.
However, I don't recommend new traders to have mental stops because they're not as disciplined. Right. Now, some people may say, well, I'm disciplined, I can do it. No. If you're beginning trading, you are not disciplined. You're not going to know that, something's not going the right way. You're not going to want to sell it right away. Because what most people mentality, everybody's greedy. Most people mentalities, oh, the stock is going to go down a little bit. I'll just stay in it because it's going to go back up. Now, one, that's not the best way to look at it because they could keep on going down. And second of all, that's not a good idea for options is because options, theta's in play and, volatility and it's the option strike price is not always going to move the same way as the stock price is. So, if the stock goes down, the options may go down a lot more in correlation to how much the stock went up, and then the options go up. If that makes sense.
Right. Got you. And,
So yeah.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah. So as I said, again, I do mental stops, but if you are a new trader, I don't recommend. I recommend a lot of people to do trail stops. I think trail stops actually teaches a lot of people how to become more disciplined, because the trail stops will sell your stock no matter what. But also the trail stops, if the stock starts going up, the trail stops go with it. So,
Right.
you're always going to be guaranteeing a profit or a very minimal risk. So that's why I love trail stops. And I use trail stops in the very beginning, and that's what taught me how to be disciplined as well.
Do you use a certain percentage for trailing stops, or it depends on what ticker and stuff like that?
I'll be honest. Everybody asks me this question, and
Right.
it's an impossible question to answer
For
because
sure.
every stock is different.
Yep.
Every option is different. You have to look at so many factors.
Yeah.
What are the spreads? Because you don't want to be. I don't want to give you a specific percentage, but then the spreads are bigger than that percentage, and then once you enter, you're going to get sold right away because of the spreads. It depends how much, what the news is for the stock, what are the earnings for the stock, can the stock run a lot, and also, depends on your, personal risk. Are you
Yep.
willing to risk $500 or are you willing to risk 1,000 or whatever? So there's so many factors that go into trail stops that depends on what percentage you should set it. That it's really impossible, and I doubt anybody could really say a specific percentage to have all trail stops set for.
Right. Got you. And so when you're day trading these stocks at the open, are you using same week expiry? And what do you recommend for newer traders? Should they go a bit further out for expiry?
So I personally use same week expiry. I could
Okay.
even do same day expiration. So, if I'm trading on Friday, I'll do same day expiration. The reason I personally do that is because I buy and sell within minutes, if not even seconds. Maximum I hold is like 7 minutes if I'm day trading. So I will do same week expiration for those. But if I am thinking that I want to swing a stock, for a couple of days or for maybe a week, I'll definitely don't get the same day expiration. For those that are just starting out trading, again, as I said, it really depends how you want to trade it. Do you want to buy and sell within minutes? If that's the case, then get same week expiration.
Right.
If you want to hold it for a little bit, I even say if you want to hold it for 2 or 3 hours, maybe you get next week's expiration, because data isn't fun. Data could eat your contracts alive, and you will never. Even though I said that, if you haven't tried it, you won't understand it. You'll only understand it if you've tried it and you've been in that situation where you see how much you're losing money with data, as time goes by.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so it really depends. Another thing is, even if I'm day trading, and sometimes the weeklies may not be, may not have the best spreads, best volume, best open interest, but I may look to the next week, and maybe those have a little bit better. So it really depends, but I would say 95% of the time, if not even more, I take same week expiration.
Okay, cool. Now, I would love to go over a couple trades that you took this week and utilize the screen share, and maybe we can go over your courses a little bit. But before we do that, I just have one more question on just kind of general trading tips, I guess you could say. But when do you like to take profits, and how do you manage that?
So I like to take profits on pops. So,
Okay.
If I see a pop, if it ran, I'll take a profit. What I tell everybody is it's nearly impossible to play the whole move.
Mm-hmm.
And something that a lot of traders do, especially if they're new, is they look at the stock after the fact. They see that it ran 70 points or something, and they're like, I should have played all those 70 points. It is nearly impossible to buy it at the very bottom and then sell it at the very top. And I never even do that. If a stock ran 70 points, like remember Merner ran almost, I think 100 points like a few weeks ago. I only played around 5 to 7 points out of those 100 points. So, I was not in the whole move, and it's impossible to be in the whole move. So, I like to take profits. I see a pop, I sell it, and then I could always re-enter. Again, it's everything about greediness. Never be greedy.
Yeah.
You're up X amount. Take it. You're X amount richer than you were. If you want to re-enter, you could always re-enter when you see another move, but always secure those profits.
Right.
Sometimes when I re-enter, I may take a lower strike price, a cheaper strike price, strike price that is lower and cheaper, so that I'm not risking as much. I'm not going to be risking all of my profit. So,
Right.
my profit stands aside, And then, if I want to make a little bit more money, I can. But if I lose, I lose very minimal compared to what I already made.
Gotcha. And one thing I've been telling kind of newer options traders as well is don't worry about how much money you could make. I really think playing the chart is kind of the way to go. I don't know what your thoughts on that are.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Okay.
And that's what really gets a lot of traders mentally, is staring at their P&L while they're in a trade.
Exactly.
And that is the worst way to look at it. What I like to do is just look at the chart. Don't look at how much money you're making. You see the stock running, you sell it because you're profitable. You see the stock going down a little bit, you sell it to have minimal risk.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to be staring at their P&L, and let's say they're up $900. They're like, okay, I'm going to be up $1,000, and then I'll sell it. That is the worst thing to do, because it's not like the stock can run a little bit more just for you personally to reach that extra $100.
Exactly.
You're up 900, take the profit. Don't worry about that extra 100. That's just, again, that's where greediness comes in. But unfortunately, everybody's greedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact. So the way to overcome that is just try to ignore the P&L. Try to ignore how much you're up. Try to ignore the P&L. Just look at the chart. If you make $100 or $500, you're still profitable.
Yep.
But you don't want to lose that profit.
Exactly. And I like bringing up that point, because that's exactly how I blew up my account before when I first started trading. You see your profit up, and it's like, I don't know, $450, and you're like, well, if it moves a little more, I'll get that $500, and it just never quite gets there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and that's actually that's why I like day trading, is because you do it within a few minutes. So you buy, sell, you're done. When you're swinging, my biggest issue on swinging is, when do you sell?
Yeah.
When do you sell? Are you going to sell today for $1,000 profit? Do you want to hold it for another day? Maybe you're going to be up another 1,000. When do you sell it?
Yeah.
That's kind of always a question I have when I'm swinging.
It's tough.
However, day trading, I buy it, I want to sell it at a pop, and I'm done. I just close my charts and it's done for the day.
And you just rest, take it easy, for sure.
Yep.
Okay, let's hop over to screen share, if you don't mind, and we can cover if you want, if you're comfortable, we can cover like maybe a couple trades you took, why you took them, where you scaled in and out, and then if you want to talk about your course as well, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. So you want me to share my screen?
Yeah. If you share your screen on Discord, just hit that share your screen button, and you'll pick a browser, and I will share that to the stream. So just give me one sec.
Should I make it a little bit easier for the stream?
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just going to full screen. Okay. Yep, we're watching your screen now, so take it away.
All right, perfect. So this is you want me to just go from like the last day, which was Friday?
Yeah.
I traded.
For sure, that's fine.
So I traded MDB on Friday, and I actually made a YouTube video on it, because this was
awesome.
This was definitely not a beginner's trade. This was more advanced, and one of the biggest reasons is because of the spreads on the strike prices. So I'll actually give a little mini lesson for free here. Something that is very important to look at when choosing a strike price are the spreads. I think that's one of the most important, definitely top three to look at when choosing a strike price are the spreads. And unfortunately, that's not something I did when I first started trading, as I said, when I was losing a lot of money, when I didn't even know what I was doing. But you have to look at the spreads. You have to make sure that the spreads are tight for a lot of different reasons. Number one, if the spreads aren't tight, that means the volume and the open interest is not there. If the volume and open interest are not there, well, I'm saying not there meaning they're not high, that means there's not a lot of people trading that specific strike price. And when there's not a lot of people trading that specific strike price, I don't know if you had this issue, but a long time ago, again, when I first started trading, I entered this strike price that I wasn't really paying attention to the spreads, volume, and open interest. I just entered it because somebody told me to. Again, I was a follower, not a leader, which you should never be.
Yep.
I entered it, and what I noticed is the stock is going up and up and up. However, I'm losing money. And I'm like, okay, maybe I did something wrong. Let me just sell it right away. So I don't remember exactly how much the contracts were. Let's just say they were $200. So I bought them for $200. Right now they're $170. Even though the stock is going up, the contracts aren't going up.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. And back then I was using Webull, and I don't know if right now you could do market buy and market sell in Webull, but back then you could only do limit buy and limit sell in Webull, which was a big issue as well. So I do market sell for, so the contracts right now are 170. I do limit sell for 160 because you got to give it a little bit of wiggle room. As soon as I put in that order to sell for 160, the contracts went from 170 to 140.
Wow.
And I'm like, hold on, what's going on? The stock is still going up. Then I put my limit. Now, when I'm not putting any sell orders, the contracts are staying in the same place. So they're still at 130. I'm like, okay, I just want to get rid of it. I put my limit sell at 120. The contracts go to 90. And I'm like, what is going on?
Oh my God.
And what I didn't know back then, which was the issue, is the volume was very, very low. Now, when the volume is very low, that means there's not a lot of people trading that specific strike price. And what that means is the people that are in it, which, at that time, I was probably one of the very, very few people that were in that specific contract, they control the price of the contract. Because as you can see, the ask and the bid, that's pretty much what's the highest sell order, I believe, and what's the lowest buying order.
Right.
If I'm getting I might be mixing them up. Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, so pretty much the ask and bid are controlled by the people that are in it. So how much they're buying it for and how much they're selling it for. So when there's not a lot of people in it, the bid and the ask are going to be very far apart because somebody might want to sell it for $500 and I'm out here trying to sell it for 140, and it's just the contracts are basing on what we're doing. Those two people or three people are doing. So that's why whenever you enter in any contracts, no matter what it is, puts, calls, no matter what date it is, you have to make sure that the spreads are tight. What I like to do is I like to make sure the spreads are less than 10% of the bid.
Okay.
And I actually wrote a custom script for Thinkorswim. Not I wrote, one of my friends, Daniel, wrote a custom script for Thinkorswim. I just made a YouTube video on it where they install it, and it actually says the specific percentage the spreads are compared to the bid. And if they're less than 10%, it's going to be in yellow. And if they're over 10%, they're going to be in red, meaning that you're not supposed to take the red ones, take only the yellow ones. And again, try to take the ones that have the lowest spread. If it's 2 or 3%, that's perfect. That's what you're really looking for. However, if it's more closer to 10, maybe you should wait a little bit for it to go a little bit less. Or, if it's over 10, I wouldn't recommend taking it because, again, if you're doing market buy and market sell, you're just going to get destroyed on the fills.
Right.
And this, when I was trading, which was the open, another issue is at the open, the options are only tradable during the market, not at aftermarket, not at pre-market. So there's over 10, 12 hours where the options are not being traded, and they have to adjust from the day before's price. So once the market opened, is this the 1 minute? Yes, it is. Once the market opened, well, first of all, I don't know if you know what happened to MDB, but they had great earnings. Where am I? What happened to this? Yeah. So it ran around 50 points at aftermarket the day before, which was Thursday. So, it was on AJ's notes. So right. I was very interested, when a stock runs 50 points, that is big. I look at the earnings, I see how good it is, and, I want to trade it. I'm in it. I want to trade it.
Yep.
So first I have to, because the open interest is the days before open interest. So pretty much this stock might not be hot in the options world yesterday, but it might be good today. So how you could tell that is you have to look at the, watch carefully the volume if the volume goes higher, and you have to also look out for the spreads. So what I did is I saw the stock move, first candle was from 460 to 472. That's 12 points in 1 minute. Right. I'm like, I see the stock wants to go. I want to be in it. Okay. But again, what a lot of people would do wrong is they would enter at the first candle, which you can't do because, as I said, there's over 10, 12 hours where options were not traded, and they have to adjust. The price has to adjust to today's date.
Okay.
Because, especially the stock ran 50 points, it's not going to be the same price as the contracts aren't going to be the same price as they were yesterday.
Right.
Once the market opens, the spreads are going to be huge because, again, they have to adjust from the days before.
Okay.
So what I say is you have to wait a little bit for the options to settle down, for them to find a basing for the price. Now, again, something here, the contracts I was in, which I believe was the 490, if I'm not mistaken, when they first opened, they were $95, so $100. And at the very top, what were they? I think they were $1,500, wow. Which is around a 1,500% profit increase. Wow. Profit. But again, what are the odds that somebody bought at the very bottom, at the
Yeah.
very, very open, and then sold at the very top?
Of
So that's another
course.
thing I say is don't look at the aftermath, how much money you could have made. Look how much money is reasonable. So pretty much I wait a little bit. I like to wait 2 minutes. So I have a 2-minute rule where I won't take any option trades for the first 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I could only take it on the third minute. Now here, this is the little breather that I talked about a little bit earlier. It went down a little bit. This is beautiful. Again, the stock ran from, I'm talking about when the market opened, the stock ran from 460 to 481 with 20 points in 2 minutes, which is
Wow.
very big. If you trade stocks, that is huge.
Yeah.
Even though the stock is $500, 20 points in 2 minutes is huge. So, the stock wants to run, but now the issue is, so 2 minutes have passed, but now here's the issue. And I'm talking about the issue like while you're trading it. So it's currently 9:33 Eastern time, and you're looking at the stock, you see that it ran 20 points. Now, one of the issues is you don't want to buy it at the very top. So you don't know if this is a topping or not.
Exactly. Yep.
So you don't want to buy at the very top, and second of all, you have to make sure you get a good entry, and then third issue is you have to make sure you get the right strike price. So before even this candle, something that was bothering me were the strike prices and that the spreads were kind of all over the place. So what I saw is spreads can be from 30, could be, and now I'm talking about the percentage as what the spreads are compared to the bid, which is the script I told you about. So at one point I see the spreads are 30%, which is too much, but then in 2 seconds I see the spreads are 10%, and then 8%, and now this is happening very fast. So something that I had to do, and that's like why I made the YouTube video, is for this stock specific, or even Myrna, which is also another stock that spreads are running around pretty quick at the open, is you got to make sure you can't do limit buy and limit sell on the stock. You only have to do market buy and market sell, because if you do limit buy and limit sell, you're just going to be chasing, and then it's just going to be a mess for you.
Right.
So the only thing to do here is market buy and market sell. Now, to do market buy and market sell, you have to make sure you're buying it when the spreads are tight.
Okay.
So that's another reason why that script is very, very useful, is instead of you doing math, on a calculator doing this minus this and seeing the spreads, you just get a percentage, and then you could just choose the percentage that is the lowest, and you could kind of compare it, which is very, very helpful.
Damn, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's on. If anybody's interested, it's on YouTube for free. It's just literally a script you copy and paste, Thinkorswim.
Yeah, Colonel posted the link there in the chat, just so you guys
perfect.
know.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just talking. I'm not looking at the chat right
No,
now.
yeah, you're good.
So pretty much you have to wait for the. So I understand, but now I know I want to do the 490 because that had the highest volume, highest open interest, and it was kind of in my price range. Now I have to wait for the spreads to be tight. Now, not only do I have to wait for the spreads to be tight, is I have to also find a good entry. So once I see this little pullback, I'm interested in it. So I see this little pullback, and then I see the next candle is a green candle. Now I still like to be a little bit patient. So once I saw that it can surpass this previous green candle, I took it. So I took it, and then I think I sold it somewhere here. So again, this wasn't a really big pop, and then this was a nice pop, so I just sold it on a pop, limit sell, and I'm out. Now when I was market sell. Now once I do market sell, is I wasn't really paying attention at the spreads, because when you're in the moment, you just want to sell it. You just want to get out of it, because this is very hectic. I mean, again, this 1 minute candle was from 83 to 88, it's around 5-6 points,
Right.
which is, big. That is very big in the options. I mean, the contracts move, from 1,000 to 2,000 within seconds.
For sure.
So, you got to just make sure you sell the right time and not wait for the spread to tighten up, because, I mean, look, even though I could have made $2,000 more waiting for the spread to tighten up, I could have also lost a lot more because if the stock went down.
Yep.
Which was very possible, because the stock is up 50 from the day before
Yeah.
and 35 now. Almost 90 points. It's up within aftermarket, pre-market, and then 12 minutes of the open.
That's crazy.
So, at any time it could turn south on you. However, these stay pretty nice at the same point.
Yeah.
But again, something that I was talking about is even if you hold the contract, I don't have Thinkorswim open, so I can't. I don't know. Can you on Webull pull up the strike price chart?
I don't think so. I haven't been able to do it.
Yeah. So something for Thinkorswim is you see that even though the stock is going up little by little, the contracts actually started going down and down and down and down, again because of theta. And that's something I want everybody to understand is don't hold, for a very long time unless you got multiple weeks expiration out. This was on Friday. This was a stock I traded Friday. This chart is from Friday. So, if you held same day expiration, you would have just got destroyed, because even though the stock is at the same point, even going a little bit up by a little bit, the contracts will just keep on going down and down and down.
Right.
So again, this is a stock trade I did from Friday. This is a little bit more advanced. I don't recommend any beginners to take it, because you could be up 5,000 and the next second you could be down 5,000.
Yeah, easy.
This is just super quick.
Awesome. That's great. Do you want to walk through one more and then we'll go over your course, or do you want to jump to the course, or it's up to you?
Yeah. Let me just, if you think I remember what I traded, I'm just going to look through my Twitter to see what I traded before.
You're good. That's the problem with us day traders.
Yeah. And also through my course, a lot of people are making money and tweeting it, so I have to go back.
Yeah, fair enough.
What was this? This was September 3rd, so this should have been September 2nd. Maybe let's go over Myrna.
Awesome.
I traded Myrna on Thursday. So let's see if I could recall what I did. So this one.
Look at the fake outs there. That'd be tough.
Yeah, so this is just bouncy. So, I had Myrna up, but this was just way too bouncy. Some people may say, well, why didn't you play the bottom curl? This is only a 1 minute candle bottom curl, and then it goes back down.
That's fast.
1 minute bottom curl. This isn't really even a green candle, and then it goes straight down. 1 minute bottom curl, straight down. So you see that there's actually a pretty big resistance at the bottom. This is a huge resistance. Look at it. Look, it just touches, goes up, touches, go up, goes up, touches, goes up, touches up, touches up, touches up. So you see that there's a big resistance here. So now this resistance interests me because two of the things can happen. Either A, it could, once it breaks this resistance, it could go more to the downside, or this is more of just consolidation. Now these candles are pure consolidation. Just at the same exact spot for between 10:24 and 10:36. This is like 12 minutes of just consolidation, and I love that.
Yeah.
What consolidation shows me is that it's gearing up to the upside. That's what consolidation means for me. So as you can see, that's exactly what it did. 12 minutes of consolidation, and actually the longer the consolidation, I know it gets very, very annoying once you're staring at the stock, but the longer the consolidation, the better it is, because that means that it's kind of like gearing up. Once you're ready for like a human, once you're ready to run, you're getting ready, you're kicking your leg, you're ready to run. This is what it's like, a bull,
right.
It's gearing up to just go blast off.
Right.
So that's exactly what I did. So what I did was I drew another resistance where it was consolidated. So here, that's another beautiful consolidation right there. So it's consolidating between these 2 points right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why can't I draw? I have to do it again. Yeah. Weeble. So pretty much it was consolidating between these 2 points, and that's around 1 point. So $1 was consolidating, and usually it does consolidate around 50 cents to around $2. So if you see that as beautiful, that means it wants to go more to the upside. So what I did is I drew a line, a price target, where it's touching, to the upside. So I draw this line, and I pretty much say, if it can surpass this line, I'll take it more to the upside.
Right.
And that's exactly what it did. So this candle surpassed it. I took it, somewhere here. Again, I wanted to see that it can surpass it. So what I didn't do is I didn't take it at the very, very bottom here, because it could have been another fake out. I don't know if you can see on the screen, but this green candle is a little bit higher than the price target. Yeah. So it can sometimes fake you out. It could go 30 cents higher, but then it'll go more to the downside. So I want to see that it could actually surpass. So I probably took it around somewhere here, which was more towards the top of the candle. Mm-hmm. And then I saw this pop, sold it in the pop. And again, as we talked about before, it's better to sell the pop than hold it. Because even though the contracts went to the upside, this is a very, very slow move. And in options, in a strike price, this might not be the same move in options than it is on stocks, because this is very slow, and I just kept going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down.
Right.
So in the option world, and you earn strike prices, most likely it would have just stayed flat. So this top would in prices here on the contract.
Okay.
So that's why you shouldn't really hold. You see a pop, I sold it. And I mean, with $6,000 buying power, I mean, this was probably around $800 to $1,000 profit in 2 minutes.
Wow.
And, you know, if you don't have $5,000 without 10 contracts, you could have taken one contract for $500 and made $60.
Yeah, totally.
And that's still money. So it's not about how much money you're making. It's about how consistent you are. You know, if you're able to make $100 a day, keep on making those $100 a day for a few months, and then, you know, slowly increase your size. That's exactly what I did. You know, some people may have $1 million to work with, and they'll be making $10,000 to $20,000, you know, $30,000 a day, but they have to be consistent. So it's not about how much money you're making, because it all depends on how much buying power you have. Everybody has different buying power. So I hate seeing, you know, people say like, you know, I'm up 2 million, I'm up 3 million, and then I'm down 5 million the next day. That's not consistent. So even though you're making 3 million, you're then losing 5 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I don't really like to look at that. I like to see how consistent you are.
For sure.
You know, I have this one of my students, female student. She makes 100. She tweets it out every day. Makes $100 to $200 every day. And I once tweeted out that what I love about her trading is how consistent she is.
Yep.
You know, she's being patient, even though she could, you know, raise her size very fast. She's not doing that, and that's the perfect thing to do. You know, you don't want to rush it. You know.
Yeah, it's gonna
people
come, right?
Exactly, it's gonna come, and it's all about being consistent. Because something that I also noticed and happened to me is, let's say you're playing with one contract for around a month, and then after that month, all of a sudden you decide to jump from one contract to 10 contracts. Now, most people think that, oh, I've made money almost every single day. I was very consistent with the one contract. I should be consistent with the 10 contracts. No, because then so many things come in, including greediness. You know, you just want to make more money, and you know, you kind of get a little bit too ahead of yourself, and then you lose money.
Right.
Personally, it even happened to me where, you know, I was being consistent. I'm like, okay, I want to raise it, but I raised it a little bit too fast and a little bit too quick. You know, I went from maybe like 2 to 3 contracts to like 7 contracts, and I lost money from that. And
right.
Again, so what I like to tell everybody is increase it slowly by slowly. You know, what a lot of people also think is they're going to miss the move. Don't think you're going to miss the move. There's going to be plenty other moves that are going to come. There's almost so many moves every single day. Don't think that you're going to miss a specific move and that you have to, you know, go all in on one. Be very patient. You know, you have to go slowly by slowly to get to a good level where, you know, you're going to be trading 10 contracts. I mean, I've been trading 10 contracts for a couple months already, and I'm increasing slowly by slowly. So actually on the previous trade, MDB, I believe it was MDB.
Yep.
MDB. I always think it's MDB or MBD. MDB, I believe it is.
I know. I'm like dyslexic or something.
Yeah, I actually took 15 contracts. So, you know, I've been trading with 10 contracts for a while. I'm increasing like slowly by slowly. You know, some days I may take 12 contracts, 15 contracts, you know, 14, something like that. No more than 15 though. Again, if it's in my price range, you know, I'm talking about buying power. So, you know, I'm still, even myself, like I'm increasing slowly by slowly, because even if I go, you know, I have the buying power to trade, you know, make a $50,000 trade. Even if I trade $50,000, you know, for one trade, you know, that specific trade I could lose. You know, not all trades are winners. You know, I post even my losers. I'm fully transparent on Twitter. I post my winners and my losers, and as you know, people say I'm very consistent, but there are still some days where I could, you know, be down a little bit. So, you know, what if that day when I go $50,000 buying power, I'm down? That's why I just like to, you know, little bit by little bit, slowly by slowly going up, where you're not risking too much, but you are still increasing a little, you know, slowly by slowly, and you just don't get nervous. You don't get nervous, you don't get too ahead of yourself, and you don't get greedy.
Well, yeah, it'd be like if you're working a day job and they're like, listen, I'll pay you $100 a day to work here, and then one day they're like, I'm going to take $400 today. And you're like, what? Yeah. It's not sustainable.
So think of it, that's actually a good thing, is think of it as your job, you know.
Yeah.
When you're at your job, it's not like you're going to be you can't go from making $100 a day to $500 a day the next day. You know, you may be getting you may be getting your salary increased a little bit, you know, by yearly, but it's not like it's going to happen overnight. So that's actually, I love that analogy, to use the same thing here, where, you know, start increasing it slowly, like by slowly, just as you would on your you know, regular job. And another thing is, you know, if you increase somebody's salary from $100 to $500 the next day, they're most likely going to go crazy and think they're like, you know, number one employee, and all that, and just start not going the right way. Same thing in stocks. You're just not going to be going the right way if you're just getting ahead of yourself and thinking that I can do this, I'm undefeatable,
Yeah.
and all that.
Exactly. So yeah, that's awesome, dude. Let's kind of change gears a little bit, and let's go over beginner options traders. What advice do you have for them? And if you want to talk about your course a little bit, that'd be cool as well.
Yeah. So my course, this is the site for my course. Currently, I have 2 courses. So my course is for beginner traders, but you have to have some basic knowledge on options.
Gotcha.
So you know kind of what options are, what a strike price is, what a contract is, what a call is, what a put is, stuff like that. Very, very basic. The rest I take care of. And something that a lot of people like for my course, especially for beginners, is I don't go over a lot of the technical stuff, all the hard, difficult words and all the stuff. Very simple. I tell you exactly what to look at, tell you what numbers you should look at, and all of that. It's very broken down where you don't have to have a lot of you don't have to have a lot of knowledge in the stock market. You don't have to have tens of years trading stocks for all these difficult terminologies and all that, like VWAP and all that stuff. I teach none of that. It's very simple. So kind of volume, open interest, spreads, what stocks to trade options with, what strike price to get, how to get it quick. We can look at more of the topics. So I have 2 courses. This is the extended options course. This is my most recent one where you get 10 pre-recorded lessons. You get homework. You get 3 lessons by Palmer, who's a mod in ACT. He goes a little bit over like Thinkorswim setup.
Okay.
And you also get another 2 custom scripts. So one of the custom scripts, which is for free for everybody, it's on YouTube, is this for the spreads. And the other one is if I would recommend that strike price or not. So pretty much it says yes or no. So it would say yes if I would recommend that strike price, and it would say no if I wouldn't. So, we're able to take a lot of the things that I teach and combine into one script. So again, like in the course, I teach as, bid, delta, theta, price the contract, setup, news, earnings, when to enter, tips and tricks. I actually live traded on there where they were able to get inside my brain and see what I'm thinking.
That's awesome.
Which everybody thought was amazing because I never really done that, because it is very hard, because when you have AJ's room open at the same time, recording platform, Thinkorswim, and all these other stuff, it just gets way too hectic.
Yeah.
So I did it, I did some on-demand trading where I chose a random day from before. And I also teach, what buy order and sell orders you should personally use. I talk about, expiration date, charting, discipline and patience, which is one of the most important things also, making sure that you're patient and making sure you're disciplined. And making sure you're disciplined not only to sell when you're losing money, but also to make sure that you discipline to sell to make profit. Because what a lot of people do is, some people, as I said earlier, some people may hold, the stock goes down and they think that it's going to go back up, so they're just going to hold it. But what other people do is, even though they're up X amount, they're still going to hold it because the greediness comes in and they're not disciplined. They're just going to be holding and holding and holding.
Yep.
Now, in that case, you're kind of like, it's like going to the casino and, putting it all on red or black. You don't really know when the topping is. You don't know how much more room the stock has to be upside. You don't know any of that. It's very hard to predict it. So that's why I like to buy it and sell it on pops, a couple minutes and I'm out. So I really try to teach how to be disciplined, getting ready before market opens, price targets, resistance points, and so much more. So this is a little bit more expensive course where, again, you get 10 pre-recorded lessons, 3 recorded lessons by Palmer, homework assignments, homework answers with explanations, actually.
That's awesome.
A couple bonus videos, which includes me multiple live trading, recording of live trading videos, custom scripts, and access for 6 months. Now this one, it's 4 recorded webinars. Pretty much I was live back in January. I did 4 recorded webinars, and you also get 4 recorded Q&A sessions. So pretty much it's not like this is level. It's not like you have to take this one before this one. Pretty much everything in the extended options course has everything from the options course.
Right.
It just has a lot more features to help you learn. It's more organized because it's pre-recorded lessons instead of being live. When I did live, they were also great because I had a PowerPoint and all that. But here it's pre-recorded lessons where I was able to edit it and all that. You get homework assignments. So pretty much if for each lesson you get a homework assignment. So you take a lesson, you do a homework assignment, and if you see that you got something wrong, there's not only is there an explanation, but there's also a specific time where you can go back to a specific lesson and rewatch the lesson from that specific time, depending on what question you got wrong.
That's great.
So I put a lot of work into the extended options course, which yeah. So pretty much it is for beginners, but I do still expect beginners to have some basic knowledge on options. I hope what options are, what a strike price is, what a contract is, the very, very basics.
Right.
But the number one tip, even if you don't take my course, the number one tip for beginners, I would say, is practice by paper trading. Don't practice with real money.
Yeah.
I would recommend everybody to invest in their education, but I can't force anybody. So I would say if you want to go on your own, just practice practice with paper trading. Practice practice entering and exiting, being disciplined, what strike price to get it and getting it quick. What expiration you personally want to take, if you want to hold it, if you want to day trade it, meaning you want to buy it and sell it within a couple of minutes, or if you want to hold it. So there's a lot of different things, but it all goes down to just practicing, trial and error pretty much.
100%, man. If anyone in chat has any questions, we'll take a few questions at this point in time. And if not, I think we'll start to wrap things up. We've been going for close to an hour. Once again, Mark, I want to thank you for coming on. I really appreciate this. Awesome free lesson. Check out his course, guys. You can go to his Twitter, and the link is right there. Okay, it's just a one-time payment, and you get access to all that great information, homework assignments, and all that good stuff that was just mentioned. Let's kind of wrap things up by asking this, Mark. What advice would you give to someone who their strategy is just not working, and they're red day after red day, maybe they just blew up an account and this one's not looking too good either? What could you say to this trader to get them back up on their feet?
Give up. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. You're done. Quit. Close the account. Get a job.
No, I mean, that's actually an issue a lot of people do is, they keep on getting red and red and then they just give up.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing to do.
Right.
If you're thinking about giving up, first of all, trading, I don't think it's for you. But what I would do say is, first of all, don't give up. Second of all, if you see a lot of red days, let's say you have 10 red days in a row. Are you talking about red days like in paper trading or real money? Or
let's say real money.
Strategy-wise.
Let's say real money.
So, I mean, if real money, I would say go to paper, and that actually happened to me, I think twice or three times where I was red for a few days, and what I decided to do is, relax. Again, it was getting a little bit too, I thought that I was able to do anything at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
right.
I'm like, relax, go to paper, kind of take it a little bit easier. I paper traded for a few days, and then I went back to real money. However, if your strategy is not working, where if you're being red there and there, I would say, again, strategy meaning that you're probably following somebody else's strategy. It could be my strategy with options, or it could be Asia's strategy or somebody else's. Maybe switch rooms. As I said, I was also in a room before where I wasn't, first of all, I wasn't making money. Second of all, I just know I wasn't learning anything. That's why I just left.
Right, yeah.
But maybe change rooms, change what you're doing, maybe change platforms. But I think the biggest thing is changing where you're following from. Maybe some people also follow from like free Discord rooms. Maybe they're not giving you the best advice. Maybe try to find a different free Discord room. Maybe get a paid one, which might give you a little bit more education. I think that's where the strategy is. It's also like who you listen to.
Right.
Who you're following on Twitter. Some people get trades from Twitter. If you're following two people and you're always seeing your red, maybe those two people aren't for you. Maybe what they're doing isn't for you. So that's actually gives me. I actually want to say another thing is, a lot of people say, Mark, why don't you open up your room? Why don't you do live alerts? One big issue. I'm in the trade so quick that while I type it out, I'll be out of the trade already.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So, maybe that person that's giving them the advice is also doing the same thing. I know there's a few people that are doing it where they said once they tweet out they're in the trade and somebody gets it, they're already out of the trade.
Yeah, it's already the top.
And they don't say that they're out of the trade.
Right.
Yeah, it's already at the top, and then you're buying at the top and it's going down.
Right.
So that's pretty much my biggest advice would be maybe change it up. Change what room that you're in.
Yeah.
Change what Discord room you're in. Change who you're following on Twitter, and all of that.
100%. Couldn't agree with you more on that. Yeah, once again, man, thank you for coming on. Love the advice. This is a really great interview. This will be recorded for anyone who missed it or wants to go over it later. The video will be available on my Twitch channel under videos, and I'll also post it to my YouTube channel. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Mark. I appreciate it. If there's anything else you want to plug or say to the audience, I'll give you the floor.
No, thank you so much for having me. I mean, follow my Twitter. I post, even if you don't want to get my course, my Twitter is very good because you could, I post my live, everything I trade there, for option day trading. So pretty much you could see what I'm trading, how much money I made, and, you could even learn from that. You could pop a chart, see how I traded when I bought it. I even post some pictures. I mean, you see the picture on the top of the chart. Maybe you could click on that. Do you see what picture I'm talking about?
Well, which one? Sorry, I left the screen share.
You see like the six pictures on the top, right?
Yeah, I'm
No,
back.
it's
I'm back
actually
on your screen.
Oh, I was actually talking about your screen, but
Oh, my bad.
Here, let me actually pop up my own. Let me actually stop sharing the screen. Let me pull up my Twitter.
I can hop on your Twitter. That's fine.
Oh yeah, maybe you can hop in. I'll tell you.
It's up on.
Yeah, I'm looking at
screen
the
now.
stream right now, so I'll tell you. Yeah, so you see the 6 pictures on top, right?
Yep, right here.
Yeah, so if you click one of the 3 that have the charts, yeah, any 3. Yeah, if you maybe click on one,
Yep, perfect.
which has the chart, yeah. So pretty much here, I actually say exactly when I entered and when I exit. So, you could easily learn from that, kind of what's my mentality, why I entered there, why I exited there, and all of that. So this is actually a beautiful trade. I just played it. Again, this is more scalping where I buy and sell it very quick.
For sure.
This trade I was very proud of. Again, this looks very beautiful, but it's not always every day it happens.
Right.
Where you do it exactly like this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gorgeous. But yeah, so pretty much you could learn from here easily, like, why am I buying where I bought it? Why did I sell it there? Why did I exit and then re-entered? So all of those things you could learn from just looking on my Twitter account.
Yeah, just recap.
What stocks to trade, all that. Yeah. Oh wow, it has 180 likes. I didn't notice.
Damn. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, lots of free content available as well. You just have to follow his Twitter, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there, like, I don't know, wasn't really looking at the chat, but are there any questions that I missed maybe if somebody had?
No, I didn't see any. If anyone has any last minute questions, now's your time before we wrap things up. But it looks like everybody is all good. I think we answered them as we went. Cool. Awesome. That's great, man. Once again, thanks for coming on the stream. Really appreciate that. Good luck. I hope everyone signs up for the course and we all bank on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's going to be great on Tuesday.
For sure,
thank
man.
you so much for having me, and have a good rest of your weekend, man.
No problem. You too. Enjoy.
Have a good one.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, traders, that was Mark Moses. How was that? Was that a good interview or what? Damn. It was so cool to see that. Mark is an incredible trader. Definitely check him out on Twitter. I'm going to put on the music, and we'll start to exit the room. How was that? Thank you guys for joining me today. And Mark, less interested in the alerts right now. Then I'm getting better at fundamentals of options. What do you guys think? I'm going to use AG or Mark's course. It's a question for the audience. You can get fundamentals on YouTube, honestly. Yeah, 100%. Peaked at like 82 viewers. Yeah, it was awesome today. Really good turnout. Thank you guys for joining me. This was awesome. I'm going to throw the timer up on screen. Once again, this is Mark Moses, 777 on Twitter. Follow him, the man, the myth, the legend. You want to bank in the first 10 minutes of the open? This is your guy. All right, traders. Okay, I'm going to throw up the timer. And we'll see you guys on Monday for more live trading with your boy 100. Thank you guys for joining me today. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Posture check. Tuesday. I keep saying Monday. I meant Tuesday. Thank you, Colonel. Everyone hydrate. That's from Molskew. All right, guys. I love and appreciate every single one of you. And remember, I stream almost every single day. You don't want to miss one, so make sure you're following. Make sure you're subscribed. The sub-only streams coming soon. I love you guys. See ya on Tuesday for live day trading. 100 out. Okay, okay.
It's alright. I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now.
You are legendary.
When the lights go down, I've seen hell in you, but you don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion. Oh, go in. Fall into oblivion.
What's up, traders? You guys are still here? It's over. The interview's over. What are you doing here? Welcome to 100 After Dark. I'm sure Stream Elements have some. Yeah, I need to really get on that with the timer. I walked away because I had to quickly go to the bathroom, and I came back and saw 15 minutes up. We have nothing to do. I might be live tomorrow. I might be. I'm going to figure it out. I might have another interview tomorrow for you guys with a swing trader. But don't count on it. Just potentially. There are OBS scripts as well. Just need to shop around, see what looks good. I just need something, man. I'm tired of using YouTube, to be honest. Thank you guys for joining me today. I love and appreciate all you. And I'll let you know if I'm streaming live tomorrow. But if not, I'll catch you guys on Tuesday. Love and appreciate all you. 100 out.